Alright guys, what is up? Casual K Kyle here, and today we've got ourselves a Subtank Mini to review. So, I skipped a generation on these Kanger Subtanks because I just had a feeling that there were going to be smaller versions out, and I was right about that. There are smaller versions now. You can get an 18mm, you can get a 22mm, which I got right here, and you can get a 25mm, which was the original. I myself got myself the Mini, and the Mini only, takes away 1.5 mils? What is it? Oh god, I'm math right now. 2.5. It takes down 2.5 mils, but it's about the same amount of mils if you had the rebuildable deck in the old Subtank. So it's for the most part the same thing. If you like the rebuildable, I got the rebuildable head in there right now. But just to get to know this little bit better, not to quote Grim Green, let's take this guy up close. Alright, so here's the Subtank. Here's the packaging it comes in. Subtank Mini. As far as the Mini, this is all I'm doing. The other ones are just a little bit different, but I just think this is probably what most people are going to get, and that's what I got. So, you just slide off that packaging right there. It just says kangertech on the back, a little barcode. And then it says Subtank Mini kangertech, and you get a little like parts list and some caution stuff. Use your own risk, that type of stuff. And you slide this guy open. What I do like is it comes with a nice little card here that tells you to put drops in that coil, because you need to do that. You need to put drops in the coil and pre-soak it before it's all set. And then you got your Subtank here, all nice in the packaging and all that. Let me zoom in. Yes, that looks beautiful. So this is your Subtank. Comes in this nice little packaging here. Pop this out. It's looking a little more orange on the camera. I wonder if that'll come through. It's really just red. It's like bright red, but it looks orange on here. It's just my lighting. So, yeah, this is your guy right here. We'll get to this, but I want to get through the rest of this packaging. So, when you take this part off right here, you have a little manual right here. Inside that manual, you have your, what do you call this? Authenticity card. You got one of those. You get some Japanese cotton for your RBA, and you get a little set with O-rings, little blue screwdriver used to that, and what's that? 1 replacement screw, 2 replacement screws for your RBA coil, and you also get a pre-made coil right there if you just want to use that. And down here, you have a 1.2 ohm coil, and you have the rebuildable coil, and you have the 0.5 ohm coil right here. So you actually have like 3 different coils you can try when you're doing this thing. So you can really base off where you want to go in the future. If you want to rebuild, you have that guy. If you want the 1.2 ohm coil, you have that guy to try out, and you have the 0.5 ohm to try out, and see which one you like the best. And honestly, I've been liking the 0.5 ohm coil better than the 1.2. I just like it a little bit better. And the 0.5 is a little bit easier to find for people. The rebuildable head, which I got in my other one right here. Oh god, there's 2 of them. This one is kind of just a new one I'm using for the packaging. It's not actually going to be mine. Yeah, rebuildable head's working great. I actually really like that. And I think I put a 6-wrap 24 gauge standard coil like they have here with the standards. Let me pop this rebuildable coil head out here so you can check it out. Oh lord. Ooh, also you get replacement glass right here. My bad. Let's put these guys back here. So this is, oh, zoom, 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 zoom. There we go. Wow, that is close up. Alright, so you can see inside here. Take this guy apart. You have different rings. You have that ring, and then this ring, which is probably going to be a pain in the ass for me, right? Yeah, you going to be a pain? Yeah, I had a feeling you're going to be a pain. There it goes. Once it goes, it goes. Alright, so This part on the bottom right here is your airflow in, and it's got a peak insulator now, and that airflow goes to the bottom of the coil right here. And it comes pre-installed. I think that's a 26 gauge 5 wrap is what it comes with, which is pretty nice. Little screws right there, you trap it underneath there, and it, as you can see, maybe right there, just barely, it's a little lead, it traps it between the wall right here and the screw, and that's pretty much it. Threads through here, there's a juice flow channel right here, and yeah, that is it. You just K-Fun style cotton it, where you put it up against the wall, make sure the juice channels have room in between. This barrel goes on right here. You can screw this on, and then you can check and make sure your cotton's looking good, and then you can screw on the top piece. And then it's all back together, and you're ready to vape on that pretty much. So this guy just needs the cotton, which it does include the cotton. So it's really ready to go on this guy. So let's get to the tank. Alright, so the Subtank Mini is, I actually think it's a pretty nice design here. As you can see on top here, it says kangertech, and the glass right here, you have a little knurled bottom, a different knurled bottom for your airflow control. Let's get some look at the airflow control. So let's start at a better one than that one. Okay, so we'll start it. It has no airflow for the first one, so you could actually use that to prime your coil a little bit if it just seems like it's a little dry. You can use that to kind of suck through some juice rather than not having any air. That's kind of a cool feature. And then it has one hole. You can barely even see that. There it is. There's that one hole. And the next one is a 2-hole. Okay, and then the next one is just the Cyclops hole, and that's your max airflow. The other one, it'll just go back to the shutoff. The bottom here, I think it's a gold-plated pin, because on the one I'm actually using, it hasn't patinaed or anything, so I think it's a gold-plated pin. Which, you know what? Nice touch. That's a nice touch. This guy unscrews. It has a nice knurled part right here to help you with the unscrewing. That just comes off like that. Your coil, a little square coil head. You can see the coil inside there. This is the 0.5 ohm coil. Yeah, it says it on there. Good luck reading that if you're on a computer or something. Yeah. And you just unscrew this guy like so, and you pop in another one, and that's all you do. And if you want to put in the rebuildable head, you just put in the rebuildable head. Simple, simple, simple. And then you could also screw it on here and unscrew this, work on it, whatever you want to do. While it's on here, you can dry fire it and all that. So, next part, after I screw this guy back on here, the next part is the tank right here, and you can fill it up just like any other clearomizer to the top of that metal. And the metal tube inside here that my finger's inside, that is what you fill up to, and that'll be full. It's got threaded part right here, and it's got these 2 O-rings holding this tank together. Actually, big fan of this design, because you can actually take this apart and clean it, unlike the Atlantis, without breaking the glass. These are some fresh O-rings, so it's gonna be a little bit difficult. Let me get it real quick. Well, I couldn't get that glass off. that bitch is on there. Like, holy shit. But once some juice goes through here, I'm sure it'll be a little bit easier. But this glass is just held on by these 2 O-rings, which obviously are doing their job. It's not going to leak through there. Oh my god. And yeah, you just fill it up. I'm not going to fill this one up because this one's not going to be used by me. And then you just have a little drip tip on top. Pretty much wide bore. It's as wide as the barrel in here. So there you go. That's the Subtank. All you would do is you would saturate this coil up right here, or you would saturate your rebuildable head like a K-Fun style. This one I also do it like a K-Fun, or any other tank. You want to make sure that cotton is saturated. That's pretty much it. And then fill this up, keep it upside down, screw this together until it's snug, and yeah, you are set to vape at that point. And I just, like it, the airflow clicks into place. But now that you looked at pretty much all the same kind of stuff, all this Subtank, I almost said Pro Tank. This is the best pro tank ever, if it is a pro tank. Let's go back to the original screen and we'll start vaping this guy. Alright, so you saw the Subtank all up close and personal, and I've been loving this guy. I've had it for a few weeks now. It's been a few weeks, and yeah, I've really been liking it as like a nice car vape, a nice to-go vape, and I've been using it just recently. New IPV Mini version 2. This thing's pretty cool. Now, this thing isn't going to produce the best clouds ever. Oh my god, best clouds. You kind of take a long draw and then you get some pretty decent cloud, is what it is, because it's a 0.5 ohm coil. I actually did a 6 wrap standard coil of 24 gauge that put out to 0.5 flat, which it should have. And I've been like that a little bit, but I think I'm going to go back to 26 gauge because it fires up a little faster. Now, let's go into the pros and cons of this device. So the pros, I have to say, for this device is the flavor is just there. It's freaking better than the Atlantis by far. It just blows it out of the water. And also, being able to be different than the Atlantis in a good way, it has a rebuildable head that you can pop in there and build your own coils and go higher or lower ohms if you choose to, which is a cool feature. And on this one, compared to the other one, it doesn't block any of your juice actually out of there. It's going to hold the same amount of juice that it did before, but you have the rebuildable head in, so it doesn't conflict with anything. Tasty. Where was I at? I like the airflow from this, but as a con, some people might want it a little bit more open, which really, I mean, come on. But it's a little bit tighter than the Atlantis. The Atlantis is more open than this guy is, but this guy gives you more flavor, so, and this guy lets you rebuild, so, I don't know. This guy seems to be just above the Atlantis in price, like just five bucks more, I think, is really what I've been seeing it. So it's really, you know, not that much different. This thing holds 4.5 mils on the Mini, it holds 2.5 on the Nano, and it holds 6 mils on the full Subtank. So that's a lot of numbers. So yeah, I've been really liking this guy. I've been vaping it at 20. I'm vaping at 23 watts right now. You're not even gonna be able to see it. God, I hate when this thing goes. There you go, 23 watts, which is saving battery life too. This thing has just been a nice car vape, just nice, just kind of nice. The thing doesn't leak either. I just want to say that this thing, I can put it sideways, put it upside down. It doesn't leak. Kanger actually does tests to before any of them go out to make sure if they leak or not. Some do, and then they send them back and they make new ones. This doesn't leak. I don't know what to tell you, it just doesn't leak. It's great, it's amazing. Yeah, it's just nice. You just fill it up and you go. You don't need a tool to fill it up, you just unscrew it, and yeah. Just reminded me, one more con on it. This guy's a little loud, just a little loud. I can see my audio bar just go to the side when I vape on it. It's just like, I'm talking normally, it's kind of bouncing up and down, and then I go, and it just goes all the way to the side, like freaks out. This thing's loud. It's kind of air tunnely when you're vaping it. Like here, I got my dripper, right? Now I got this thing. It's like, it's a little loud. There's no stealth vape about this. Maybe a little bit, but it's too much cloud production anyways to get any. Another thing that a lot of people say is bad about the Atlantis that I'm not noticing that much on this one. The Atlantis did like to spit up on people, believe it or not, even though they put the little shield on top just so it wouldn't. People were complaining about that. I don't really get that. Look at that. That was a dense cloud. It just dimmed my light. That's how dense that cloud was. I'll get it every once in a while. Spit up is just a thing when you go at lower ohms. It's just a thing you just live with. But to be honest, it's been working pretty good. I I don't know what to say about that. That's kind of just, yeah. It's a spit up thing. It's the thing that some people just live with, or they just hate it and they'll never use it that way. But I'm rambling way too much. I am liking the Subtank. I would recommend this. It's not super expensive. It holds 2 more mils of juice than the Atlantis, and I think it gives a little better flavor, but it's not as open. So the choice is yours. You can get a Subtank Mini. The Subtank Mini comes with a rebuildable head. You can get a Subtank period, just a Subtank. That'd be a 25 millimeters. Might be a little big for you if you have a big box mod. It might not be a big deal for you. That one will hold 6 mils, or it'll hold the same amount as this if you had the rebuildable head. Or you can go for the Nano, which can only hold the 0.5 or the 1.2 ohm coils. You can't do a rebuildable head in the Nano, but it's only 18 millimeter. Find something that'll work on that. Comment below. What mod would be flush with that? Please tell me, so I would feel justified to buy that at all. Because 18 millimeters is a little too small. I don't think I'm ever gonna put that on anything because it's gonna look small on it. That's all I got. I'll see you guys next time, and let's keep vaping on.